A life where no words can shake you, no actions can break you, and peace becomes your natural state may seem impossible, but it is not. Imagine moving through a world filled with noise, insults, judgments, and chaos, yet inside you remains a still and quiet lake untouched by storms. The secret to never being disturbed or angered by anyone lies in mastering inner calm no matter what life presents. Many assume anger is caused by others. We often say they made me angry. She ruined my day. He disrespected me. But anger is not something someone places in your mind. It rises as your reaction to how you interpret events. It is not the words or actions themselves, but the meaning you attach to them that fuels the fire. Think about the last time someone upset you. Were their words truly daggers, or did your interpretation turn them into daggers? If those same words were spoken in a language you didn't understand, would you have felt wounded? Likely not. The difference is in the story you give them, the expectations you hold, and the personal meaning you attach. Anger begins in that internal story, not the external world. Most anger is born in the space between how we expect life to be and how it actually unfolds. We expect respect, and when it does not come, we feel insulted. We expect fairness, and when it is absent, we feel betrayed. We expect understanding, and when it is missing, we feel unseen. That gap is where resentment grows, and from it anger takes root. Ego plays a powerful role here. Ego insists on being seen, respected, and treated a certain way. It demands the world bend to its rules, but the world does not obey, and the more we cling to control, the more fragile our peace becomes. When someone cuts you off in traffic, ego screams, "How dare they?" When someone ignores your message, ego whispers that you are unimportant. When someone criticizes your work, ego shouts that you are being attacked. In all of this, your emotional state is handed away to strangers, to moments, to shadows. The path to calm begins when you take back that power. You cannot control what others do, but you can absolutely control how you respond. That is true freedom. Detachment is the first real step. Many mistake it for coldness, apathy, or numbness, but that is not true detachment. Real detachment is alive, full of love, but free from the need for others to act a certain way in order for you to be okay. It is the art of letting people be who they are while you remain who you are. It is the strength to care deeply, yet not be shaken every time someone moves in a way you dislike. Picture the ocean. At the surface, waves crash and winds howl, but deep beneath, the water is still and untouched. That depth exists within you, and you can train yourself to live from there. Detachment feels like being aware of the storm, hearing the noise, seeing the chaos, but not being owned by it. Someone criticizes you and you listen, reflect, and decide what to take from it. Someone ignores you and you remember your worth is not measured by their attention. Someone provokes you and you recognize it as their inner struggle, not your reflection. One of the most practical tools you will ever use is the pause. Between what happens and how you respond, there is always a space. It may be small, but it is there, and within it lies your freedom. When disrespected, you feel the heat rising in your chest, the urge to snap back, the wave of anger building. Most lose control here, reacting instantly, spilling words that cannot be taken back. But if you pause, breathe, let the wave pass, even for 3 seconds, you create the space for a different choice. That pause is your shield, your reset, your weapon against impulsive anger. Calmness is not a gift only some are born with. It is a skill, like a muscle that can be trained and strengthened. Start in the mornings before the world's noise enters your mind. Sit in stillness, close your eyes, breathe deeply, and remind yourself that today you will not hand away your peace. This simple practice begins to rewire your system to choose calm as the default. As the day unfolds, notice your triggers. Do not judge, just observe. Who disturbs your calm? What situations pull you into reaction? The slow driver, the impatient coworker, the critical relative. Each moment of awareness builds mastery. True strength is often mistaken for aggression. Many assume shouting, dominating, or reacting quickly is power. But what is easier, to explode or to stay composed? Anyone can erupt in anger, but it takes greater strength to remain rooted when provoked. The calm person is not weak. They are in control, keeping their power while others scatter theirs. Reaction is fast, emotional, and destructive. Response is deliberate, purposeful, and chosen only after inner stillness returns. This does not mean tolerating injustice or disrespect. It means facing it from strength rather than wounded pride. Sometimes it means speaking firmly, sometimes walking away, and often saying nothing at all, because not every insult deserves a reply. Not every fight deserves a warrior. The world will always test you. There will always be rudeness, criticism, unfairness, and provocation. If your peace depends on the world being perfect, you will remain a prisoner. But if your peace depends on your own mastery, it cannot be taken. The journey to never being disturbed
is not about controlling others, but transforming your relationship with them. We spend so much time trying to change people, hoping they will be kinder, softer, more understanding. But every ounce of energy spent trying to change others is energy stolen from your own growth. You cannot stop rudeness, but you can stop letting it ruin your day. You cannot stop being misunderstood, but you can stop letting that misunderstanding define your truth. Peace begins when you redirect energy inward. Most of what people say and do has little to do with you. Their criticism, coldness, and sharp words are often reflections of their own battles. Maybe they are tired, insecure, or hurting. Maybe anger was the only language ever spoken to them. Seeing others this way, not as enemies but as burdened humans, softens anger. Their actions become symptoms of their own struggles, not personal attacks. This does not mean letting people walk over you. Calmness is not passivity. It is strength. The choice to fight only when necessary and to let go when it is not worth it. Calmness is courage, the wisdom of not wasting words where they will not be heard. The calm person is like a mountain. Winds may howl, storms may rage, but the mountain holds steady. There is great power in not reacting right away. Think of the last heated argument you had. The quick response you sent without thinking. What did it cost? How many times have you regretted words that could not be taken back? A calm mind filters emotions, not by suppressing them, but by examining them before allowing words to pass through. Delayed reactions lift you from the wounded self to the higher self. Silence is another misunderstood part of calmness. Many see silence as weakness, but silence can hold tremendous power. Sometimes silence says, I see what you are doing, but I will not step into that energy. Silence stops you from fueling a fire that was never yours. It reveals who truly holds control. Self-respect is another foundation of peace. When you know who you are and honor your path, the noise of others fades. Anger often rises in those who doubt themselves. They depend on outside approval, and when it is absent, they erupt. But when worth is rooted within, applause and agreement are no longer necessary. Boundaries also protect calm. Without them, calmness becomes self-abandonment. Some will mistake your calm for weakness, but calmness gives clarity to set limits, not with rage, but with firmness. Boundaries are gates that guard your peace. Acceptance is also key. Life will not always be fair. People will not always be kind, and situations will not always align with your hopes. Acceptance says, even so, I remain at peace. This is not defeat, but alignment with reality. The moment you stop fighting what is, you gain strength to build what can be. Over time, the words that once ruined your day will pass like clouds. The delays that once sparked rage will become pauses to breathe. Those who once drained you will lose their power because you have reclaimed it. This transformation is not instant. It is daily discipline. There will be slips, but they are part of the journey. Calmness is not perfection, it is progress. Every pause, every moment you hold back when you could explode, every choice of understanding over judgment builds peace. Much frustration comes from living in the past or future. We replay old hurts or imagine betrayals that have not happened. In both, we give away peace to moments that do not exist. The present is always calmer than our thoughts about it. Bringing yourself back to this breath and this moment dissolves much of the anger. Letting go of anger is not suppressing it. Suppression only explodes later. Mastery comes through awareness. Notice where anger rises in your body. Observe it. The moment you watch it without acting, you shift from victim to witness. Anger sometimes carries a message about needs, boundaries, or justice. Hear it, learn from it, but do not house it. Compassion deepens calm. Seeing that everyone is carrying battles softens the urge to personalize their actions. Their storm does not have to become yours. And you too deserve compassion. You will not always remain unshaken. Some days you will slip. That does not mean failure. It means being human. As calmness grows, people will notice. Some will respect it, others may resist it. Some may even try harder to disturb you. Stay steady. Over time, calmness attracts respect, connection, and freedom. You become a mirror that reflects steadiness instead of drama. Picture a heated room with voices raised and accusations flying. You are there, but still. Your breath is slow, your words measured, and when it ends, you carry none of it with you. That is not fantasy. It is the result of choosing calm until it becomes your nature. Calmness is not for appearing above others, but for protecting your peace. Think of the cost of anger, sleepless nights, broken bonds, lost chances, words you regret. Then think of the gift of calm, better health, clearer thought, stronger connections, and a life lived by choice, not reaction. Life will always test you. Begin today. Notice the irritation. Pause, breathe, and hold your ground. Do not let others rent space in your mind for free. Over time, this becomes your new normal. Not because the world changed, but because you became stronger. Calmness spreads. As you live it, you give others silent permission to soften. Rooms feel lighter, conversations deeper, conflict smaller. This is the quiet revolution of mastering yourself instead of the world. So when someone tries to pull you into their storm, pause, breathe, smile, not in agreement, but in choosing peace over war. Calmness is not weakness. It is your greatest strength. Peace is not something given to you. It is something built. Brick by brick, breath by breath, choice by choice. Calmness is not a destination, but a way of traveling. It is the daily decision to choose patience over provocation, stillness over storm. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. One day, what once shattered you will barely ripple your peace. Your presence will shift relationships, strengthen your health, and lighten your days, not because challenges disappear, but because you no longer carry them inside. You will feel at home wherever you are. When life tests you, your peace is not in their apology, approval, or change. It begins and ends with you, in the pause before the reply, the breath before the choice, the strength to walk away when staying means losing yourself. It is rising above without arrogance, standing firm without rigidity, and loving without naivety. When anger visits, let it pass without offering it a seat. Smile, breathe, return to your center. The more you do this, the more your life becomes a sanctuary, not because the world is quiet, but because you are. That is mastery, not avoiding storms, but carrying the calm wherever you go.